Today's video is going to be providing you with some tips and tricks that will hopefully help both new and more experienced players when 0.12 finally drops. It dawned on me today that in December I would have been playing this game for 3 years, and without these tips I probably would have been even worse at Tarkov than I am now. One of the great things about this game is just how steep the learning curve is, which is why you can indeed teach old dogs new tricks when it comes to Tarkov. So I hope to be adopting many dogs, both new and old, throughout this video, and if you're good, you might even get a little head rub. Firstly, map knowledge. It seems like every single guide video I talk about map knowledge in some way, shape or form, and that's because it's just so important. By the way, map knowledge merch, yes, it's out now, designbyhumans.com/shop/Samosh, link in the description. You can wear a map knowledge t-shirt or get a map knowledge mousepad and just show everyone how good you are at map knowledge, and it'll probably give you a 65 to 75% chance of getting laid. You might want to check it out. Anyway, in Tarkov it's very rare to get two engagements that are the same, and that's why knowing your way around the map and knowing your way around the enemy to find a flank route is extremely important in a firefight. Offline mode is pretty great for finding these routes. You can visualize engagements in different locations throughout the map and explore the area around you. From here you can then see different paths to take to get the flank on an enemy. Not only this, but you can see the amount of cover you have while moving, and you can see the routes that the enemy could take to try and get new angles on you. Learning scav spawns can also be a massive factor when in raid. If you're trying to get to extract and then boom, unexpected cheeky, you could be left more salty than a plate of fries, losing all your gear just because Ivan and his 133 shotgun bummed you unexpectedly.
Hey! Importny! Fuck off!
Scavs have set spawns, so going offline can also help you understand the locations in which scavs spawn throughout the map. And if you're vigilant, it won't take long for you to pick up these spawn locations. A couple of raids on each map should give you a rough idea on where you will encounter scavs. I'll also reiterate what I say a lot, and that is the game maps website can be a lifesaver to look at if you're struggling to visualize the full map. I will leave a link in the description to a trusty website where you can find all the maps that have been made for Escape from Tarkov. I recommend open this on our second monitor or another device, and these maps are interactive so you can zoom in and out to focus on either certain areas or the map as a whole. Next, we'll talk about your actual movement around the map. This is key, and you'll want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the amount of noise you're making. Sprinting through a bush or walking on metal is a dead giveaway on your position. Make sure you utilise the scroll wheel function where you can control your movement speed. The slower you are, the less noise that you'll make, and therefore the less noticeable you will be to enemies. Crouch walking is also a lot quieter than normal walking, so pairing this with the slowing of your movement speed using the scroll wheel, it can allow you to sneak up right behind someone and they might not even notice. Throughout the majority of firefights and engagements, you're going to want to get the jump on enemies whenever possible. Landing a shot on target before they know your location will almost guarantee a win to any firefight. Sticking to the shadows and hard cover like rocks, concrete or even trees will minimise visibility when progressing through the raid. And when taking a shot, you also want to minimise the visibility of your PMC, making sure as little of your character is on show as possible. Peeking around hard cover using the Q or E keys can be great, as you can peek around hard cover only exposing your head and shoulders. This will make your character a lot less visible rather than standing out in the open next to the cover just to get the shot. Also, holding control and using your scroll wheel changes your crouching stance. You can use this to peek over different heights of cover, allowing very little amounts of your body to be exposed, while still being able to get a steady shot on target. Fitting the theme of being stealthy and all that, using face masks are so important and people hardly realise. Say you're in a bush or hiding in the shadows, you're still exposed and you can still get shot, but you're trying to be stealthy. Your face is going to be a dead giveaway and stick out like a sore thumb, whereas spending a couple thousand rubles on a mask to cover that pretty little face of yours can make you almost invisible in comparison. You're still likely to be seen if someone's like studying that exact bush you're in, but it'll definitely help you throughout most raids. Thanks to a video that my good friend Slushpuppy made, I found out you can actually throw grenades around corners. Using Alt and a direction key, either WSA or D, to free look, and then while you're free looking throwing a grenade, you're able to throw grenades down corridors or into rooms without exposing your body to the enemy. So we've discussed maps and how you move around them, now let's talk about armour. Getting beefy high class body armors like Gen 4s or Forts are going to give you much more protection than running lower tier armors like Packers or even running no armor at all. That's obvious, but early on in the wipe you honestly won't need any high class armors, as not many people are going to be rocking strong AP rounds and high calibers. So you can get away with using a packer or lower tier armors and still not be at a disadvantage. I would still run something rather than nothing, as it will stop you getting a black stomach or dying instantly to any scav on the map, but you aren't going to want to spend all your money on more expensive armor straight away. A lot of the time, even later on in the wipe, I use the 6B23-1. This body armor protects your chest and stomach, while still giving you good maneuverability and repairability. Studying these properties of each body armor can take a long time, and that's why I recommend you download the free Escape from Tarkov Battle Buddy app developed by Veritas. This is only for iOS, but if you've got an iOS device, definitely download it, as it compares every stat in every armor and lots more, and it is vital for new players, especially as it's completely free and will be kept up to date. If you haven't got an iOS device, this is going to be developed for Android eventually, but you can also compare different armor classes and how different armors perform on Reddit posts and the Escape from Tarkov wiki, but using these in a couple of even offline raids can show you how your maneuverability will be affected and how good it is to repair. Briefly testing all your armors yourself will give you a good understanding on what you want to use based on your personal favourite. Now, helmets are a controversial topic in Escape from Tarkov. Some people say they don't do anything, or others will say, I was wearing an alt-in and some random scav with a Mosin one-tapped me. Firstly, helmets are accurate-ish in this game, and they won't stop large calibers like 7.62x54R like the Mosin carries, but it will definitely stop you getting one-tapped by smaller calibers like 9mm. Helmets have a lot of factors to take into consideration though, and two of them are the armor class and noise reduction. Helmets that cover your ears are going to protect your ears, however they're going to stop you from hearing as well, and some of the helmets do not support contacts, so you won't be able to boost your hearing like that either. The main helmets giving you reduction to audio are Altins, Vulcans, Mashkas, which is the killer helmet, and ZSHs. So my personal favourite helmet to use early on is the SSH-68 or the penis helmet. It's a pretty good helmet early on, it's low cost and does not disadvantage your hearing. And it will protect the top of your head, however does not cover your ears and does not cover the back of your head. It also doesn't support attachments to protect your face and jaws, but it's a compromise that you need to decide on in Tarkov, because usually helmets that protect more are helmets that are going to allow you to hear less. So it's either whether you're going to want to hear around the map better, or you're going to want to protect more regions of your face, bearing in mind that high calibers will still go straight through. Back in the really old days of Tarkov, the face hitbox became a thing. Now you're able to wear a really high tier helmet and still get one tapped with a PM pistol if you're hit in the area of the head that isn't covered, like the face. A face shield works wonders for this, and it will cover your whole face, and there are a few helmets that are able to have this capability. The Kiva helmet, the LZSH, the Fast MT, Vulcan, Mashka, Altin and ZSH helmets all have different types of face shields that you can use. Face shields for the most part are made out of combined plastics to simulate a shatterproof glass, so do not think that high penetrating ammo types and big calibers will be bouncing off this thing, because trust me, they're going to go straight through. The only exception with these shatterproof glass type things are Altins and Mashkas, which have mainly metal plates covering the face, and the Mashka's face shield is a level 6 armor class, which is higher than the actual helmet itself. Repairability of the face shields are quite poor, so it's best to just buy a new one if you have cracks ridden throughout it. And the visibility is also hindered, so wearing a face shield can contain smudges on the glass type ones, and on the metal plates ones it puts a black box around your vision, so it'll really reduce your field of view. So bear this in mind when using them, but yes, they do and will save your life. In-game headsets like Comtacs I personally don't use, but they should be tested out by all players as they do improve your hearing radius. The reason I don't use them is because it distorts your hearing too much. Personally, I just use a good quality headset plugged into my computer, and in my opinion, the in-game headsets are not really vital at all. However, I do recommend you testing out each one of them, as they could improve what you're able to hear, and each headset changes the treble values and the bass values of the in-game sounds, so make sure that you know what's best for you. Remember that these headsets are unable to be equipped if you're wearing certain types of helmets within the game, so again, it's another compromise. I've been talking a lot about high tier ammo, and many of you won't know what ammo is good and which is not. But firstly, I want to tell you that all ammo can kill, so at the start of a wipe you're going to want to bring whatever is readily available to you. Later on, you're then going to want to worry about the breakdown of flesh damage and armor to penetration and which ammo is better and which ammo is garbage. Different ammo types have different amounts of flesh damage and armor penetration variables, and you're going to want to find a good balance between both. It is not always wise to go with an ammo type with massive flesh damage but no armor pen, because you'll come up against an armored target and you won't actually be able to get through its armor to penetrate flesh. Just going with AP rounds, however, will likely make you run into overpenning, and that's not good either because it'll just go straight through and sometimes not register the hit. In the description I've put a really good up-to-date ammo chart developed by No Food After Midnight. He has broken down every ammo type in the game and keeps it up to date regularly. This ammo chart has been gone for ages and ages, and I keep using it even today. As mentioned before, the Battle Buddy app contains many different features. Ammunition is one of them, so if you have downloaded the Battle Buddy app, definitely check it out. Some of the better ammo in the game are as follows: 7M39 Eagle Neck, BS rounds, BP for 7.62, M995, AP 6.3 ammunition, M62, M61 and M80, all of them in that caliber are really good. 7M1 and buckshot for 12 gauge is all what I use in terms of ammunition throughout raids. As stated, any ammo can kill, so expect that death comes for us all. I go in a lot of detail about gear fear in a video I made absolutely ages back, and I still stick to the points made, so there'll be a link in the description for that as well. But the main point is, please don't be afraid to lose gear. Death happens in this game a lot, and you are less likely to come out of a raid than you are to die in one. So the game takes a lot of practice, and if you're getting upset in the game about losing certain items, it can affect the way you play. Make sure you utilize the insurance mechanic in this game. Insuring with Propor will get your items back if you die 24 to 36 hours from the time of death. But you only get your insurance back if your stuff is left in raid by the end of it. If someone kills you and gets out with your shiny guns and puts it in their stash, you're not going to get it back in insurance. It has to be in the raid somewhere by the time the raid timer hits 0. Personally, the only time you should not be insuring your items is if you have nothing that you really want back, or you're going into labs. Labs does not have an insurance return feature, meaning if you die in there, your stuff's gone, for good. But please do not worry about death. I say if you've got a 30% survival rate or higher, you're relatively good at this game. This game is extremely hard and challenging for new players, so don't get disheartened and don't let getting upset about losing certain gear affect the way you play, because otherwise you're just going to constantly be in the cycle of losing stuff. Now we're going to talk about something that everyone loves, and that is money. It's a lot easier to make than people think. Using your scav raid whenever possible will give you a free gear set as well as the chance to go in raid and pick up a lot of nice loot to put in your stash. Looting filing cabinets, weapon crates, computers and safes are likely to give you good items to take out of raid and should be looted whenever possible, whether that be in your scav raid or your main PMC raid. Make sure you loot these if you come across them. Albeit scavs are really good, don't constantly use them, as leveling your scav does not contribute to XP for your PMC, and that is needed for trader levels, and trader levels are vital early wipe, so make sure you're leveling your PMC to level your traders as well. Becoming a good moneymaker in Tarkov is simply going out with more value in items than you went in with. So you need to be making a profit, and therefore having a low priced budget loadout when going into raid is good for making the most money. And there are plenty of videos on my channel regarding budget weapons and loadouts, so definitely check them out to see how they can perform in raids. But some weapons that I recommend are Mosins, PP19s, ADARs, Vepa Hunters and Vepa KMs. All of these can be done with little or no modifications and are incredibly powerful. These are all cheap and from low level traders, so make sure you utilize these early wipe. And check out the videos if you want to see the best way to use them. I have spoken a lot in this video and there is a lot of information to take in. If you want a full starter breakdown for new players, there is a video on my channel. It's the most popular video on there, so just go onto my channel, filter by most popular, and you should see it nice and easy. Definitely watch that video, it's longer, goes into more detail about everything, and it will hopefully give you a better start to your Escape from Tarkov experience. But these tips help me every single day. Do not sleep on anything, even a PM can kill you, and make sure you don't get disheartened by dying. Knowing your map is vital, and knowing what armors do what, and not overspending on certain armors when you don't need to, is also crucial. Hopefully, this will help you for the good old wipe that is soon to come, and please make sure you come at me with any comments or questions down below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to answer them. Thank you all for watching. Remember to read the description to find links mentioned in this video, as well as my Discord, website and merch store. I love you lots, sweet dreams, thank you for staying to the end. I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, but before I end it, I'd like to tell you something about Shadow. Shadow is a company that I'm working with to promote max gaming PC settings anywhere you are. Shadow is a cloud-based subscription service which allows you to subscribe $30 a month and you can play any games, max settings anywhere you are, which means you can have a broken up PC, a shitty laptop or a Mac, and you can still play games like Tarkov in max settings, 1440p, 60 FPS, and this is actually how I record all my gameplay and stream Tarkov at this point in time. So if you liked how the game looked in this video, then check out the description and it'll take you to Shadow's website. You can do more research there, and if you do decide to sign up using the code SAM10, you'll get $10 off your first month. Thank you so much everyone. Toodle pip, cheerio, enjoy your evening.